But not everyone is on the same page with those who want to crack down, like Tom Homan, and one of which is, not a surprise, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yesterday, she was offering to, in a Zoom call, she was offering to intervene for illegal immigrants and give them advice on how to avoid ICE. The only issue is it was her office doing it. She didn't show up for the briefing.
A webinar.
Do you believe this?
She could have done it from her car.
She could have. Here's the thing, though. What she's saying is if migrants are worried they're going to be deported or they've got an order, they need to sign a...
Oh, boy, we got some breaking news on this one. They not going to the bar. Oh, they finna take this one to the slammer, to the hole, and make us sit there and look at the wall.
Principle number 1 in what you can do.
Put your hands behind your back. That is principle number 1 of what you gonna do. They coming to get you.
But Tom, you got AOC out there, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman, putting out a webinar, doing a webinar to help illegals avoid, I guess, apprehension, giving tips about how to continue to remain in the country and ultimately game the system.
And I sent an email today to the Deputy Attorney General. At what level is that impediment? Is that impediment? I'm not an attorney. I'm not a prosecutor. Is that impediment? Is that impeding our law enforcement efforts? If so, what are we going to do about it? Is she crossing the line? So I'm working with the Department of Justice and finding out where is that line that they cross. So maybe AOC is going to be in trouble now, but I need the AOG to opine on that. But because there's impediment is impediment, in my opinion. I'm not a prosecutor, but we need some further guidance on that. But again, if we have to take every federal dollar out of the city, we'll do it. I mean, we're done. This is about public safety. This is about community safety. Knowingly releasing a public safety back in the public is just stupid. You're putting the public at great risk. You're putting our officers at great risk. You're even putting the illegal alien at great risk because anything can happen on an arrest on the street. So we just want to make common sense. In sanctuary cities, they want to step aside. We're coming. We're going to do it for you. If you don't want to make your community safer, President Trump's going to.
Well, and everyone, blue cities across America, get ready. Tom, as always, thank you.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, couldn't wait to get into this. Oh, man. The lady should have been gone a long time ago. They should have got out a long time ago. I tell you, a disgrace. But hey, I hope everybody's having an amazing week. Happy Friday. God bless them beautiful patriots around the world. Happy Valentine's Day. All these holidays, they come and go, don't they? And some of them patriots say, Rick, they made them holidays up to make us spend that money to keep the corrupt scam matrix to keep flowing. Unbelievable. Got them patriots maxing out that credit card on them chocolate-covered strawberries. God dog. Big teddy bears, flowers, rose petals. Some of y'all got that ditty all on the floor, on the wall. Y'all better not, y'all put that ditty all up now. And I tell you, them lists is releasing soon. Hope y'all ready. That Epstein list, that Diddy list, all of that stuff coming out. Hope y'all ready. Buckle up for these next couple of years. It's going to get interesting. And as you can see right here, update, AOC will face charges for teaching illegal immigrants how to avoid capture by ICE. ICE, baby. Oh, yeah. They got to take her to the slammer and just make her sit in there and look at the wall. You know. Matter of fact, go get her little buddy, too, the ghetto one. That she gives her a run for her money. That Jasmine Crockett lady. Go get that lady, too. And just make both of them sit in there and play, what's that thing called? Pity Pat, Hopscotch, what's that game? What's that called? Yeah, make them both sit in there, crisscross applesauce in there. Here's the clip right here, y'all.
Principle number 1 in what you can do is that when
Put your hands behind your back. We got to walk you out. Yeah, we got to walk all y'all out. Yep, pack your bags. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to say it. It was just in my spirit. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. I did not mean to do these loud outbursts. They say, Rick, oh my goodness, sir. Please stop talking. Let the clip play. But it was in my spirit. I had to say it. Sorry.
one of these things comes to your backyard, you can resist. And what that happens over millions of people is that you generate enough friction that they cannot go as fast as they want to go, okay? So I'm going to give you some examples that have already been working. Let's start with immigration and ICE. When people say, what can we do? In my community, we are a heavily immigrant community. ICE raids deeply affect and disrupt our community. So, number one, if you live in a community with a lot of immigrants, know your rights. That's one tangible thing you can do that I want you to do. And that means know your rights if you are a US citizen as well. Okay? Here's one way that we're going to create some friction in this system. Tom Homan, who's directing a lot of these ICE operations nationally, etc., he went on TV practically crying. This dude was whining his ass.
You know, I ain't gonna say it, y'all. I know, I can already see the comments now. I know.
Ass off because ICE went into the city of Chicago, and Chicago had prepared for them. Community organizers, activists, and their mayor and local elected officials who were solid on this issue, they educated the city on their legal rights. Because what ICE tries to do is that they rely on people not knowing their rights in order to enter buildings, in order to search workplaces, etc. So when you know your rights, you are able to tell them no, and they do walk away. What you can do is protect people around you and also make sure that you are slowing down this system. The slower they operate, the less they can break.
Yeah, buddy. Y'all know what we advocate for on this channel. Somebody being made and an example out of. Yeah. You see now people are getting investigated, charged, sued. You know, walk out with your hands behind your back. We got to walk you out. Yeah. And they not effing around. This Trump administration is not getting around. Find out. You know what I'm saying? But hey, happy Valentine's Day to them Patriots. Happy Valentine's Day. You know, hope y'all enjoy your Valentine's Day. You know, a lot of y'all getting free. I know y'all. Oh man, y'all maxed out that credit card. Got that Diddy. Yeah, hugs and kisses, huh? Hugs and kisses. Got your teddy bear, some chocolate. I know what them Patriots be doing. I ain't gonna snitch on you. You know, I told you, when I was growing up, we got hit upside the head. Stop all that tattletelling. Stop all that tattletelling. That's what, hey, mama used to grab that switch or that extension cord. Wham! Yeah, stop all that tattletelling on your little brother. Yeah, we knew not to tattletale. So I ain't gonna snitch on them Patriots. I ain't gonna snitch. You know what I'm saying? But let me read some of these. We're going to get into this next part of the video real quick, man. You know, but it's a disgrace, man. AOC. Oh, yeah, I really want this woman to be made an example out of. That's what we advocate for, especially this one. And it's a list of them that need to be made an example out of. A list, a big fat list. Let me see what them Patriots talking about. How did she become worth tens of millions of dollars since elected? She should be investigated for that as well, too. Where does it say that the U.S. Constitution that an illegal alien has rights? Woo! It's getting spicy. Pam Bondi, add her to your list. Oh boy. And y'all know Pam is not effing around. Man. Pam is not effing around, man. Someone point to me the part of the Constitution where it cites rights for people here illegally. I'm reading the comment section now. Hey, we finna get into it. I just got to see what them Patriots talking about. That's all. Cause you know them Patriots they gonna stomp the ground with them boots on. Yeah. Cut all federal funding for harboring criminals. Does anyone find it ironic that a person who already knowingly broke our laws might then be interested in knowing their rights? Ooh. Yeah. Oh boy. Let's get into this though, man. Oh brother, I really want to see this woman walked out though. I mean, she's a disgrace, man. An absolute disgrace. I know. I see all the bar jokes. You know, but I really want this woman walked out, man. Remember, she got up there jumping and screaming and with that big fella jump. What's that fella name that pulled that fire alarm? He up there beating on his chest like a big monkey, or like he's just like some kind of gorilla or something. I don't know, man. It's a disgrace. You know, make us look bad, man. I tell you, it's ridiculous, man. Jamar Bowman, what's that fella name? And they come out there in a rally in New York City and only like 30, 40 people showed up. And he come out in the next couple of days and get it landslided out. These people are a disgrace, man. And they need to get AOC out of it. I'm telling y'all, man. Her, that ghetto one, that other lady, she need to be what's her name? She need to be deported. I'm just saying. She need to be deported now. I'm just saying. Hey, they say Rick don't say that, sir. Sir, do not say that. They say Rick, say whatever you want. You're keeping it real. So I just keep saying what I say. You know.
Immigration are heating up.
Border czar Tom Homan went on Fox News last night to explain why he thinks the DOJ should investigate Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Let's watch.
Man, these crooks in Washington, man, I tell you, it's a bunch of crooks in Washington. They need to be made an example out of, man. For real.
But, Tom, you got AOC out there, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman, putting out a webinar, doing a webinar to help illegals avoid, I guess, apprehension, giving tips about how to continue to remain in the country and ultimately game the system.
And I sent an email today to the Deputy Attorney General. At what level is that impediment? Is that impediment? I'm not an attorney. I'm not a prosecutor. Is that impediment? Is that impeding our law enforcement efforts? If so, what are we going to do about it? Is she crossing the line? So I'm working with the Department of Justice and finding out where is that line that they cross. So maybe AOC is going to be in trouble now, but I need the AOG to opine on that. But because there's impediment is impediment, in my opinion. I'm not a prosecutor, but we need some further guidance on that.
So, to be clear, AOC's office did indeed post a webinar Wednesday on Facebook. That webinar guided migrants on what their rights were and advised them on how to deal with ICE. Ocasio-Cortez responded to Homan on Blue Sky, writing, "Maybe she's going to be in trouble now. Maybe he can learn to read. The Constitution would be a good place to start."
Attorney General Pam Bondi is also wielding the power of the law on sanctuary cities.
I really want to be made an example out of, man.
Against Chicago, Cook County, and Illinois. The DOJ says that these sanctuary cities...
Yeah, go walk that governor and mayor out. I want them to be made an example out of, too. That's what I'm advocating for. People just be made an example out of, man. His mohawk leans to the left. Then on Wednesday, it leans to the right. And then it's leaning backwards. Yeah, they need to walk that fella out. They need to walk him out of there. Yeah, and they need to go to New Jersey. I'm telling you. Go to California. Go get scum, new scum. Yeah, we need to just make an example out of people, man. They done ran these places to the ground. Yeah, and there's a I tell you, man. Yeah, buddy.
Inhibit federal law enforcement from doing their job. Here's Bondi on Wednesday announcing yet another related lawsuit.
We're here today because we have filed charges against the state of New York. We have filed charges against Kathy Hochul. We have filed charges against Letitia James and Mark Schroeder, who is with DMV.
Yeah, Kathy, they can't even get on. They couldn't even get on the sub. You made that subway video, and then that man, that illegal set that woman on fire and sat and enjoyed and smiled after you posted that subway safety video. Our subways are so safe. And Biden just standing down looking at his feet. Unbelievable. It's a disgrace, man. Couldn't even get on the subway. Can't even walk down the street.
DOJ. New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today. As you know, we sued Illinois, and New York didn't listen. So now you're next.
Got to make an example out of them.
In a nutshell, self-proclaimed
sanctuary cities
limit the information they share with federal officials when it comes to illegal immigrants. Portland, San Francisco, New Haven, and now Seattle are themselves suing the Trump administration. Those cities allege that Trump is illegally cutting off federal funds to them over their sanctuary policies. Seattle City Attorney Ann Davidson told the Seattle Times in a statement, quote, "I think it's important to say this should not be tolerated, and we're going to make sure we have our voice heard. It is an issue about federal overreach into local control."
New York Congressman Mike Lawler wrote on X, "New York must end its sanctuary state and city policies immediately. The failure to obey federal immigration law and fully cooperate with immigration and customs enforcement has resulted in the death of Americans. It must end today. Governor Hochul, repeal your executive order now."
Boy.
Meanwhile, satirical account Rep Jack Kimball, that is not a real rep to be clear, that's why it's satirical, wrote on X, "Wow, AOC has been caught telling immigrants their rights. No wonder Tom Homan is outraged. If people start exercising their rights, it could really impede ICE." So, Dan, I've a few things to say on this one, and I think it's an interesting discussion to have. One of the points I think to start off with is what is meant by sanctuary city is often not that well defined, and it can cover a whole range of behaviour. And the thing that I would emphasise is something that I don't think is all that well understood, or sometimes I think it's willfully misunderstood. Part of the reason that sanctuary cities exist, and part of the reason that local law enforcement is sometimes barred from immigration actions, is because in many of these cities they have decided, for their own reasons, that if an illegal or an unauthorized migrant sees a burglary or an assault or a rape, that the city has an interest in that person reporting what they have seen to the police. And if the risk is that by reporting it to the police, they uncover their own immigration status and become targets themselves, it is obviously a disincentive to report crime or to cooperate with the police in any way. That seems to me a very valid principle.
Yes, it absolutely does. But there are other issues there. There's the fact that when conservatives and a lot of other people see this, they see it. I think most people have great empathy for illegal immigrants to this country coming from places that had horrible, horrible conditions. But when they see cities accommodating them in this way, when they see cities saying, we're open to you, and they actually get a little upset because they feel that the government is now aiding and abetting something that was originally illegally done, because it was illegal when they crossed the border, by these immigrants. So they draw the line there. Also, the other problem I see with this is perhaps the immigrants also misunderstand this, and they say, well, I can go to a sanctuary city and I'll be safe there, and that encourages more illegal immigrants to come across the border. If that's the case, that's something that definitely needs to be looked at. I think that local law enforcement cooperating with illegal immigrants is a very, very important thing. We need this to solve crimes in the country, but at the same time, I kind of understand, especially when you have cities that are overwhelmed by illegal immigrants using the resources of the city, as we've seen in places like New York or Chicago or even Denver.
Yeah, I mean, I am not...
send all them patriots back a refund. Yeah. Disgrace, man. Send all them people back a refund, man. I ain't lying to you. We all deserve refunds.
I'm not completely blind to that argument, and I am not someone who's on the far reaches of the left when it comes to immigration. I mean, I think that there are obviously genuine issues when you have millions and millions of people in the country who aren't legally entitled to be there. Self-evidently, that's a problem. My issue really is it is a problem for the immigration authorities to deal with in one instance, and in a broader sense, an issue for the Congress to deal with in terms of passing laws that make more sense. Now, the enforcement of the laws that do exist does, in fact, in my view, fall to people like ICE. It doesn't fall to the New York Police Department or the Seattle Police Department or whomever.
Yes, no, I think you're absolutely right on that. It does fall to the executive branch to make decisions on what they want to do here. And that's why you're seeing this fear, yes, but also concern by people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez on this particular issue. But like I said, the supremacy clause is very clear. I don't have a problem with those illegal immigrants, those here illegally, knowing their rights, knowing what they can and can't say, knowing what they can and can't do. At the same time, everybody needs to respect the laws, and everybody needs to, whether you like it or not, give the authority to the executive branch when it comes to illegal.
Now I can see the comment section now. Yeah. Well, if you knew the law. Yeah, well, what's his name? I don't know his name. Brian, if you knew the law. Woo! Yeah, buddy, they got to walk out. They got to walk out. Yeah. Make an example out of her. I ain't lying to you. Yeah, I want a lot of them to be made an example. That's what we advocating for. People to be made an example out of, man. Yeah. Because common sense is back. And they not effing around. F around, find out. And I'm here for it. That's what we advocating for. You know. People to be made an example out of, man. Put AOC in jail. Treason. Put her in jail. Yeah, throw a lot of them in that slammer and just let them look at the wall in that hole. Let them look at the wall. If y'all agree, make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Join the family, man. God bless some beautiful patriots around the world. I love y'all. Y'all have an amazing Friday. Get ready for the weekend, man. Happy Valentine's Day. And yeah, happy Valentine's Day. No diddy y'all. No rose petals and banana peels and strawberry peels on the wall. I know you patriots. I ain't gonna snitch on you though. I ain't gonna snitch. I love y'all, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace and love, family.